Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast. Today, it's Conrad's Car Clinic with insight into your vehicle's inner workings from former GM Field Service Manager and co-host King Conrad DeLong.
Hybrids being a combination of electric and gasoline or diesel-powered vehicles, they still have maintenance needs, and they have quite a bit of maintenance needs, and people really need to understand the difference. You know, on a lot of hybrids that start off and give you maybe 40, 50 miles of electric operation before they go into the gas function. If you're a short commuter, you may never really get into that gas function in those short commutes. So that's really where it drives up your maintenance cost on that. You know, your hybrid still needs to have the oil changed. And with that, some of the reasons for it, even though the car is incredibly fuel efficient, they are not low maintenance cost vehicles. Now, you've all heard me get on my soapbox about low maintenance cost. There really is no such thing as low maintenance cost. But I think hybrids, they make them a little bit different. You know, they operate differently than normal fuel burning cars. That gas electric combination means the vehicle can go and have a lot of miles on it without putting a lot of stress on the fuel system or on the oil system inside the vehicle. So you have to be concerned with what happens to that fuel and oil. You know, if you're not stirring the oil up every now and then, and you're not burning the fuel out of the car, you have to worry about some of the things like fuel oxidation, you know, because you're not burning the fuel in the car, you're not refilling it very often. As that fuel ages, eventually the fuel goes bad, and it can go bad in one if you're not putting, you really need to be refueling your car at least once a month, once every 40 days or so. And if you're not doing that, you probably need to short fill it so you're always putting a little bit of extra fuel in it. Because as the fuel oxidizes, it starts to get a little thick, starts to leave more and more deposits behind. The light distillates evaporate out. The other problem that happens with the fuel is if you run on a relatively empty tank most of the time, there's condensation builds up, just like on your windshield, builds up inside your fuel tank. So that water that gets in the fuel creates phase separation with the alcohol in the fuel. So the water and the alcohol will join together and settle to the bottom of the tank, and then it's just the gasoline floating on top. And you've all heard me talk about, you know, how they blend alcohol and gasoline to get the octane rating. You know, 10% ethanol gasoline here in town means that they start with an 84 octane fuel. They add 10% ethanol, and you have an 87 octane fuel, which is the minimum rating of octane. But when you get that water in there, the water and alcohol settle to the bottom of the tank, and you're trying to run the vehicle on 84 octane fuel, and the car doesn't like that, and different things start to happen, as well as the deposit issues that happen inside the engine.
What happens?
Well, the knock sensor gets busy because octane controls the flame front,
right,
as it goes across the piston. And if that isn't at a high enough octane rating, then the knock sensor starts to get busy.
So it retards the timing.
Retards the timing. It adds more fuel because it wants a richer mixture.
So you lose power and you burn more fuel.
You burn more fuel, and you also leave more deposits inside the engine, the carbon deposits that build up inside the engine. So all of those things kind of compound on a hybrid car. That means you really need to pay attention to the maintenance that you may or may not be doing to it.
So really, it'd be a good thing to run through a tank of gas once in a while and floor it every once in a while.
Well, it's not necessarily flooring it. It's driving it long enough to get the gasoline system engaged. You know, like I said, a lot of these hybrid cars, they may operate 20, 25, 30 miles on the pure electric battery system. But if you don't drive further than that, it may never engage
or
the
you drive like
system.
50 miles. And
when they first started, a lot of people were bragging about that. You know, I can go 30 miles. Well, I only got to go 20 miles to get to work.
I only have to fill my gas tank once or twice every 2 months.
Yeah, something like that. And if you wait a couple of months, then like
your fuel sours. You know, the moisture level inside your oil and inside your fuel get real high, and that's what causes some of the problems. So if you're not maintaining your hybrid vehicle, get on a regular maintenance program with it. Some of them, it's not necessarily about the miles you put on the car, because you could put 1,000 miles on the car, 2,000 miles, and the gasoline system really never engage if you're short run. You know, Rochelle was saying she only lives 7 miles from here. Well, if she's driving one of those hybrids, in 7 miles, high probability the vehicle's never going to get into the gas function. It's going to live in the electric function. So every now and then you got to just take it out and drive it on a longer distance drive so the gasoline system
Don't they make an
engages.
additive, though, or a cleaner or something that you can throw in the gas tank and help all that?
Yes, we do. Well,
Yes.
we do. Everybody knows I work for BG Products, and we have a full suite of hybrid products that are designed to help hybrid vehicles last longer between their maintenance intervals. But the point of this is you still have to maintain a hybrid car, and in some instances, it's about the time, not necessarily about the miles, because it may go a lot of miles without ever engaging the gasoline system.
So I have to interrupt and ask this one short question. Tell me what Techron by Chevron does.
Techron is...
Because it's a bottle that you can buy.
It's the active ingredient in there is called polyetheramine, and it has a cleaning, what's called DCA, deposit cleaning agent, that as it goes into the engine, it helps clean some of that carbon up. What comes in the Chevron gasoline is a very light level of cleaner.
So it really that wouldn't apply necessarily for hybrid that you're talking about that doesn't get run very much.
Well, yeah, because really the one of the conditions in hybrids that you have to worry about is fuel stabilization over a long period of time. If you're not rotating the fuel that's in the gas tank, that fuel gets sour. So you want to run an additive that's going to have fuel stabilizer in it, corrosion inhibitors, as well as deposit cleaning agents. And with that,
Try and make it last a little bit longer.
We offer a full suite of products to do that.
Cool. All right. Thank you, and you're welcome.
Thank you.
That was fascinating.
Well, yeah. Was it?
Yes, it was.
Did you understand
I learned
it?
a lot.
Okay. All right. Well, because I try to keep dumb it down a little bit because he knows all that tech stuff up here at the upper level, and I'm not at his level. So I got to dumb it down for me.
But Techron is an effective cleaner when it's used on a regular interval.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for checking us out. In Wheel Time is streamed on Facebook and YouTube and is broadcast every Saturday in Houston on ESPN 97.5 FM.